a very popular island, of course, for visitors from the United Kingdom. And a number of locals in as well, and we're all hoping that this squall passes. It should do, because, as I say, the breeze which blows here at Kensington will blow this squall away. We should get some cricket before long. These two teams have never met in T20 cricket before. They did meet 6 years ago at the Grange in Edinburgh in 50-over cricket when Scotland turned over their neighbours, but this is the first time in T20 cricket that these two teams will meet.
Hopefully recreate what we did in Zimbabwe and do it again over here and really play our best cricket. We're going to stand ourselves in some really good stead.
I suppose it's always tricky when you're a defending champion as well. You've got to get off to a right start. So I'm sure there'll be a little bit of nerves around them as well, making sure they start the tournament well. But I think we're all raring to go on it.
We've got the skill set in our side to be able to take them on head first. And what better game to actually do it? I mean, first game of the World Cup for us, and we've got England. First time we're ever going to play them in a T20 international, and what an occasion to take them on. And look, we've got a great set of guys in our ranks as well who've played domestic cricket against a lot of these guys, so we can really go and put on a show tomorrow and take them on and ultimately take the win.
I mean, there's a little bit in the pitch for the seamers yesterday, so there's a little bit there to extract too. Hopefully that's on my side as well.
We've had some good contests in the past. 2014 didn't go our way, played England in 2018, so a few of us in the dressing room have got the memories of that day, so why can't we use that and take that fire into tomorrow? The last time we played them, we won against who were the defending champions at that time, so we've got the skill set in this group and we've improved a lot since 2018. It would always be nice if you do well yourself, but for me, the team comes first, and you worry about yourself after. If the team are performing well, that's the most exciting thing for me.
I think we always expect everyone to have their best day, so anyone can sort of stick their hand up on the day and have a good day out. So if a couple of us do, then yeah, that'd be great and put us in a good position.
That's why they're here. I think every team here has earned the right to be here. Like I said, we'll be taking one game at a time. That's why tournament cricket's so great. You play against teams where you don't normally play as much. I think Scotland have had some success, obviously, against us in other formats, and we know they've got some quality players. We'll be trying to win every single game and playing with that intensity. Coming out firing, and we won't shortchange our plan. I think if you look too far ahead, you can probably get stuck, but the big messaging has been come across Scotland on our first game, and yeah, hopefully start with a win, but we don't want to look too far ahead.
Scotland players and England, of course, looking to make a better defence of their T20 crown than they made of their 50-over crown in India, which was just a few months ago. So it's a big tournament for Jos Buttler and for Matthew Mott. I've got Aaron Finch and Nasser alongside me, who've both been well-travelled so far in the World Cup. You both started, didn't you, in Dallas, the opening game, USA and Canada. Aaron, first, how did that go?
It was a great spectacle, actually. I thought the US, who went in as hot favourites, they were under the pump, chasing a total of 194, but Aaron Jones played a great T20 knock out of the blue, just started pumping sixes out of the park. It was a really quality knock, and the facilities in Dallas, the wicket, the outfield, everything was absolutely perfect. Nash, you were there as well. Did you get a sense that cricket had caught on? I mean, that's the hope and that's the aim, isn't it?
Not from the bloke that checked my passport. Definitely not. He looked at me as if to say, "What's cricket?" But no, definitely in the ground. Once you got to the ground, as Finchy says, it was a great facility, perfect facility to start the tournament in America, because it wasn't too big. If you remember, Ahmedabad, that 120,000 stadium, and it was England-New Zealand. There was 30,000-40,000 in it. It felt a bit empty, but actually the stadium in Dallas was absolutely perfect. The pitch was perfect, and you couldn't ask for a better game. I mean, Aaron Jones, who has connections, obviously brought up here in Barbados, and has had a bit of a difficult period in the last 6 months, and had a difficult period at the start of that game, where he got 1 from 5. He was 1 from 5, and then the 9th over, when Nicol Dutter came on to bowl, and it went for 19. And then after that, there was just no stopping him. The slog sweep over mid-wicket is his go-to shot, and it kept disappearing out of the ground.
Well, it's fitting we're in Barbados, actually, because Aaron Jones was born in Queens in New York, but played first-class cricket here in Barbados before returning to America to represent America. That's all we've seen so far. So the victory for USA over Canada. West Indies squeaking home against PNG. That was a tense old game in Guyana. And then Namibia beating Oman on the super over. Quite a low-scoring game, the first game here at the Kensington Oval. South Africa beating Sri Lanka in a low-scoring game in New York, and Afghanistan winning comfortably against Uganda by 125 runs. That's the last game. Before this one in Barbados, where, of course, England won their first T20 crown against Australia many years ago, Aaron.
Yeah, unfortunately, for an Australian point of view, but I think it's just a great place to play cricket. If you've been lucky enough to travel in these parts of the world, it's something that it's an area that has got so much rich cricket history and so much love for the game. So hopefully Australia can turn that over in a couple of weeks' time in the final here.
Yeah, it is a country that has cricket running through its blood, and this is one of the great cricket grounds of the world, the Kensington Oval. It's produced some of the greatest players that have ever played the game. Many of them are commemorated here on the stands, the Hall and Griffith stand that you can see there. We've got the 3Ws stand as well, the Worrell, Weeks and Walcott stand, the Sobers Pavilion, the N's are named for Joel Garner and Malcolm Marshall, two of the greatest bowlers to have played the game. So it's a place that has produced some very great players and lots of cricketing memories here.
This little island has so much to offer the world.
It's like a mini paradise. Like one of those things, one of those islands you see in Hollywood.
We by far have the most beautiful beaches that I have ever seen.
It's always a good feeling when it's probably 5 minutes out, the plane's about to land, plane circling the island, and I always look for my old neighborhood first and foremost. And when I see it, plane probably lands maybe 2 minutes after that because I live quite close to the airport. As soon as the wheels touch down, I know I'm home.
Cricket is the sport of Barbados, but it also can be seen as the sport of the region because most of us have grown under playing cricket on the beaches with a coconut stick. Wherever we go as kids, you just find something at the bat, and you find something as a ball, stone, a seed, whatever. And that's how we grew up.
Do you like the game of cricket?
No, I love the game of cricket. The stadium has been refurbished, as the whole world knows. I've never seen it look this good.
When I was growing up at school, a lot of our school finals used to be played at the Kensington Oval. That was the old Kensington in those times. I feel like wicket was much quicker in those times as well. But yeah, just obviously going through the process of walking into such a historic stadium and then going out there and trying to perform is always special.
What I would have remembered is that Adam Gilchrist played a lovely innings, a blind double innings, batted really well. And things were going really well in the game until the rain came down. England played really well. Australia were playing. I don't know if they got shot the England played, but the first time I ever saw Australia on the back foot was in that T20 workout. We tried to make it to be as
batting friendly as possible. Okay, the bowlers training your ball can be fairly difficult early on because the ball is new and it's hard, the pitch is new and it's hard. It will give a little movement every now and then, but it will quiet down within 2 or 3 or 4 overs. Because we have spectators coming to, they don't want to see the game over in a matter of minutes. But although you can prepare and make it as good as possible, everyone got you struggling at 18 for 7. Korean's job is to make sure that service is as best as he can put it there, and hope that these top class players can perform at their optimum.
I ain't here. I gone.
Wonderful island and a fabulous cricket ground. And we've got a bit of good news to bring you. The rain seems to have stopped. The sun is out. Umpires are out there just having a quick chat with ground staff. And no doubt before long they'll start to remove the flat sheets that are covering the pitch and covering the square at the moment. It can't be long, I wouldn't have thought, before we'll get some play here. So that's good news. Remember that Scotland won the toss before that rain came down and opted to bat first. Just give you a recap of the teams. It's a pretty experienced Scotland team, actually. I mentioned that this is their 6th appearance in the T20 World Cup, and Richie Berrington, the captain, this is his 4th competition, so he's vastly experienced, and many of them are. Monzi's been in good form throughout the World Cup cycle. They've brought in Jones instead of Ollie Hares at the top of the order today. There's Berrington, Cross, Leeson, Greaves. All experienced, and it's a good bowling attack, actually. They've got pace with Soul, left arm option